Welcome back to another first impressions, this time for the anime. The Banished court magician aims to become the strongest synopsis from any list. This party does not need a useless magician who can only use support magic. You are fired, Alec. One day, Alec, a court magician who had been chaperoning the Crown Prince's dungeon crawling party, was suddenly fired and banished from the court by the prince. The only one who reached out to him is Yoruha, his former party member from the Academy of Magic days that had split up 4 years ago. Hey Alec, would you like to come explore dungeons with us again? Thus the legendary Lasting Period party was revived, and the name will soon become known all over the world once again. So, we start off with Alec, the black-haired guy in the picture. He's a little kid. There's a dude coming around. He's like, hey, do you want to learn magic? He learns magic. He seems to be picking up really quickly all about magic. Cool. We have like a mini training montage, and you know, his teacher, this random dude, he is more or less, hey, I have to go. My last tip, do not become a court magician. Okay? So Alec then, grows up, and naturally he does what he does best, is becoming a court magician. Because, fuck you, old man, I guess. Now, there's a reason we find out that his teacher got banished from as a court magician for some reason. We don't really know why. And Alec wants to become a court magician. He wants to change from the inside, so he can then get his teacher back and give him his old job, more or less. Now, as he does this, he has to be, the babysitter of the Crown Prince. They go in a dungeon. The Crown Prince is like, hey, you suck. I banish you. You know the setup. It's a simple setup. I don't know why we do this. Even as a Crown Prince, you do not have nearly enough power to do anything. It is all the king that is deciding stuff, especially because Alec got assigned to the Crown Prince by the king, and somehow the king has no saying in that Alec get banished, which is very weird. It's one of those stupid, I don't know. I do not like these parts. Now, in contrast to other shows, Alec is not too stupid. The whole reason why he's there, he wants to be a court magician, is to change the system, to get his teacher his old job. Okay, we have a good reason to be here. He's also very subservient to the Crown Prince because he wants to build a good rapport so he can do the change he wants. Understandable. So he's, what he's doing, it makes sense. So naturally he gets banished. He cannot really do much. I was like, hey, you get thrown out of the group inside the dungeon for some stupid reason. It looked like in the dungeon. I don't know if it was in the palace. I don't really care. My assumption would be, hey, go to the king. You were assigned by the king. Talk to the king. Tell him, hey, Alec was, a little bit concerned that the prince may be in danger because now he's not there. He naturally did all support magic. So go to the king. Now, he's not allowed inside the palace anymore because he got quote-unquote banished. Again, that should have been the thing that the king does and not the Crown Prince, because fuck the Crown Prince, I don't care. Now, he does not get, he's not allowed inside. He gets stopped by the guardsmen, who, seemingly, they only do their job. They have no reason really to stop him, but it's their job because he's not allowed anymore. You see, they are somewhat conflicted, sure. Now, he then has like a little letter that he wants to give the prince, as a king, probably for some information. Doesn't matter, it doesn't get to the king. He's banished. He gets reunited with his Magic Academy party. And that is the setup. And then we just continue. we just continue. He's super strong. He was one of the the best magician ever in the Magic Academy. His whole group was top tier in the academy. They set like a new record for the dungeon diving. The previous record was like level 36 or so. They went to 68, more than double, or close to double. And, you know, that is a setup. Other than the beginning, Alec is very similar to the other protagonists in these kinds of stories. There's not really much to get invested in with him. He's one of the other dudes, the blonde haired guy. He's like the angry guy. He's like the Bakuga, whatever, you know, he's always the short fuse guy. However, I do not like this archetype, but there is something to have as a character. Meanwhile, Alec is the normal protagonist. He doesn't really have much. He's not the shouty, angry character. He's not the smarty character. He doesn't really have much going in any direction. He's like everything a little bit, which is always like bland. He's just bland, in my opinion. We also have the two other girls. They seemed fine, seemed like archetypes. We have like the silver-haired girl is similar to the blonde guy. She is somewhat more interesting. The red-haired girl is the leader of the group. She's the one that seems to be the nicest one. Overall, I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. The setup is already meh. We do have some fights. We go into the dungeon. There's some parts of the dungeon that are already a little bit weird. Some of the dialogue is a bit weird. We had a dialogue. We were fighting, Alec and Yurura, the red-haired girl. And she was in danger. And then Alec was like, hey, you were the best defensive caster or support caster in our year, right? And she was, yeah, and you were the best attack caster. And I'm like, you are fighting. And you are not looking good at the moment. Why are you talking about this? This could have been somewhere else. Very weird, but sure, I guess. We more or less supercharge into the dungeon. Again, Alec, you can understand some of his, character, because they go into the dungeon. He's like, hey, I'm not really an adventurer, even though I want to join your group. I'm not really like an A class or whatever. Even though he may have the skill, he is not confident because he was, relegated to support magic for so long that he is not sure if his attack magic is up to par. So understandable. I don't know. I just don't feel the show that much. Maybe later on. It's only the first 3 episodes. Yapping more than enough. Let's go to rating. 61% on any list. My anime list has it at 6.36. I would say it's, for me, a weak 7 out of 10. I just don't feel this one. The character is not interesting. He has some parts that I do like. He's a lot more understandable, or you can understand him a lot more than other characters in the same type of show. However, we are now in a group which had like some of the best characters or the best students in this Magic Academy. And we are now together, being the best of the best, I guess. I'm assuming the prince is going to have a big problem because, you know, Alec is gone, and Alec was one of the big, strong adventurers in his group. It just... it's fine. It's fine.